a few weeks ago, I spoke to a chap called Andy Broughton from Derby. Now, he was talking about having the Duke of Edinburgh's autograph. It's hardly a surprise, though, because Andy has hundreds and hundreds of autographs. He's an autograph collector. That's why he's got hundreds and hundreds. And this week, he's going to be telling us all about some of his best ones. And he joins us now. Morning, Andy.
Morning, Andy.
Yeah, the two Andys. It sounds like a comedy duo to die for, doesn't it?
It does.
You've got 10,001.
Yes, with yours.
Yes, mine's the one. So you're going to be talking through autographs this week about interesting ones that you've got. Which is the autograph we're going to talk through about today? Is this the first one?
The very first one, yes, and it's the old Hammer film star, Peter Cushing.
Oh yeah, he was in the scary Friday night movies.
He was, yes, and in 1977 I was doing a project at school on horror films because I used to love the Hammer films even though I was only 13 then. And the teacher said, why didn't you write to the BBC to see if they could send you any information to help the project? And I did write to them and they said, we can't help you, but you can write to any star you like and we'll pass the letter on to the personal address for you. And until then I always thought fan clubs would deal with mail. I thought there's no chance of getting Peter Cushing, but I'm going to write to him and just see. And I told him I was a young lad, and I've got this project, if there's anything he could do to help me. And within 3 weeks I had a big envelope back with 5 hand-signed film stills from his latest film, which was At the Earth's Core then, and a personal letter from him that he addressed me as Master Broughton on and wished me well with the project. And he said to me, I'm really interested to hear about the project you're doing, and I hope these photographs bring you good luck with it. And he said, may God's blessing be with you always, and in all sincerity, Peter Cushing. And he'd signed everything personally. He put my name on them, and every one of them was signed with God bless sort of thing, and it gave me the bug really to try.
I was just going to say, was that first one?
Yeah, because as I said before, I thought there's no point in writing, fan clubs deal, in them days there were fan clubs everywhere, and I suppose you had one back in the day, didn't you?
Yeah, I might have done, Andy. I might have done, yeah.
Well, you get pre-printed photographs back then. I thought, they're not going to have time to do this, but when I wrote to him and I got this back, it was just, I was on my way to school that day and the postman came. It's the Parkfield school I was going to, Mackworth, and the postman come and I could not believe it. I was overwhelmed, and all day, I was really buzzing on the fact that he'd replied to me, and because he was my idol, I loved it. See, I saw him on the film.
So if he hadn't have replied to you then, you may not have a house full of autographs, because I've been to your house, Andy.
You have, yes.
Pretty long.
No, that's right, I wouldn't, because, after that, I wrote to people like the two Ronnies, Morecambe and Wise, Larry Grayson, all those people, and they all replied to me straight away and sending lovely signed pictures. So I then decided to go to someone, the Prime Minister at that time was James Callaghan, and he replied straight away. He sent, it's up on my lounge now, it's a signed photograph from 1977. And because he did that, it gave me the book then to say, well, I'm going to ask more people, there's nothing to stop me going to, the sky's the limit sort of thing, I can go to anybody. So that was a very, very important signature for me. I'm very grateful to Peter Cushing. I stayed in touch with him, and at that time he was just also making Star Wars in 1977.
Well, it's funny you say that, because it's Tuesday. May the 4th be with you, Andy. May the 4th be with you.
How long have you been planning that one?
Well, since about 10 to 5 this morning.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very appropriate, isn't it?
So you kept in touch with him then?
Yeah. He lived in Whitstable in Kent, and I wrote to him, and I know when my dad died of cancer, he sent my mum a lovely, I wrote and told him, and he sent my mum a lovely letter telling him about, because he always says that it's not the end. He said, think of it as a new beginning when somebody died. It was quite morbid the way he spoke about it, because he was sort of saying people go on to a different life later on. He said it's another future they're going into. So it's kind of giving you hope, really, in some other ways, but in other ways it's a little bit kind of creepy.
I know each day we're going to be talking about different ones this week, which is it's very good of you, by the way, to spare us your time. I find this absolutely, it really interests me, the fact that in some of your autographs that you've got, you've actually got a relationship with the person. Now, probably not a face-to-face relationship. In some cases, it has, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. Yeah. People like the Duchess of Cornwall. I've met one or two celebrities. Not by going to the stage doors and things. It's through either interviews or various different functions that we're going to. They might have come to Derby. Film stars came to Derby to do talks, and I met them there. But it wasn't like. Well, in the main, it is mainly writing to them and getting responses that way.
What about international stars? Is it just British ones, or is it international? Global?
Oh no, global. Yeah, I had 4 signed photographs from Bridget Bardot last Saturday. She lives in Saint-Tropez in France, and she's the latest one. But no, it's worldwide, all countries.
So it doesn't matter how old you are, Andy. I mean, never ask a gentleman how old he is. How old are you, Andy?
I'm 57. I was 58 this year.
So age has had no effect on it. You're still at it.
Still at it. Yeah, I was 13 when I started, and people have said because he's got such a big collection. You see, people that might not normally sign generally to give autographs, they say to me because it's generally a historic collection. We're happy to do it, make an exception, and send it on. And Norris McWhirter, the editor of the Guinness Book of Records, he said to me, "You are the most persistent collector I've ever known because you don't take no for an answer." He said, because they say no, you'll write back with another angle, and you'll persuade them to do something they didn't really intend to do in the first place.
Andy?
Yes.
Would you ever sell any?
No. The only ones I've done before is for charity, where I've done things. Where I've done things for Radio Derby, which you can put them on the Money Mountain and that sort of thing, but it's not for sale, and I'd like it to stay together when I die. It's probably a bit morbid to think of that now, but I'd like to keep the collection together because it's probably one of the biggest in the world, biggest and most comprehensive.
I'm sure. I was blown away when I came to your house. Who are we talking about tomorrow?
Right, the Iron Lady. There's quite an interesting story about her. It's a photograph you commented on when you came here, so I'll save that till tomorrow. And then
Okay.
what happens.
Do you know what you've just done, Andy? You've done what all great radio people do. You've just done a forward tease for tomorrow's show to get people listening. Thank you ever so much. I appreciate your time. That's Andy Broughton there from Derby. Over 10,000 autographs.